see tomorrow when the president visits East Palestine?
No, it's a good question. Obviously, we'll have more to share later today as we put out the daily guidance. As you know, and I've stated this before, the president, as you all know, is going to go to East Palestine, obviously, but he's going at the invite of the mayor. The president's going to hear directly from the people of East Palestine. This is a trip that he has been wanting to make, but wanted to make sure that it was the right time to do. Obviously, when the derailment happened, the federal agencies were on the ground within hours, and many of them have continued to be there, whether it's the EPA or FEMA. And so that's what you're going to see. We'll have more details to share later today, but you will see a president that goes out there, whether it's a red state, blue state, urban America, rural America, to hear and make sure that he is a president for all, especially when they're dealing with this awful event that happens specifically in this community. And look, one of the things that we've heard from this community, they do not want to be just known for one event, right? But at the same time, we have to be there for them. We have to hold Norfolk Suffolk accountable, which is what we're going to do. The Department of Transportation obviously continues to do that, and he will be on the ground and he will hear directly from the community. Get on, Jerry.
Corrine, so I just wanted to follow up on the Kansas City Chiefs shooting.
Yeah.
Does the president, he's often gone to the site of shootings, is he planning to go to Kansas City to sort of grieve with the people there in person? And
well, what I could say is obviously, let me just say, and I've already offered up our prayers for the families who lost their loved ones, and to the victims obviously as well. Many of them are children. And it is one thing I can say for sure is the president is devastated by this and also frustrated. It is frustrating to continue to talk about and for him to put out a statement, or for me even, and I'm sure for all of you, to cover another shooting. And this gun violence epidemic is really destroying our communities, is having an effect on our communities. And he is going to do everything that he can to continue to move forward with protecting our communities, but Congress needs to act. Congress needs to act. This is a president that has taken 24 executive actions on this particular issue. Obviously, we passed a historic piece of legislation in a bipartisan way just about 2 years ago. It is time for Congress to do more. We need them to do more. As it relates to travel to Kansas City, I don't have anything to read out to you at this time or anything to announce, but yes, it's important to go to the communities when it's needed, obviously when they've had such tragedy. But what is also important is Congress needs to act. This cannot continue. We cannot continue to see this epidemic. As I mentioned, several children were part of this shooting. When you hear that gun violence is the #1 killer of our kids here in the U.S., that's not okay.
On that issue,
is the president planning to speak to the victims or the families of the survivors? And then I have another quick question.
No, totally understand. Look, don't have anything to read out on that. The president is keeping regularly updated by his team. Obviously, they're going to continue their investigation on the ground, and we're offering all support needed to law enforcement and also obviously the community. But again, this is something, it is incredibly frustrating. It is incredibly frustrating.